Hello guys, welcome to all of you in the data mindset. My name is Amit and I am your host. In the previous classes we have discussed about data types in the Pythons, and we talk about the data types like integer, float, complex number. We talk about string, we talk about list and tuple, and we also talk about dictionary. And I think in our last topic we discussed about the Boolean. Today we are going to continue with the discussions about the Boolean, and then we will move into the set, and hopefully today we are going to complete the data types Python series. So let's go and start, guys. Alright, so in the last class we discussed about what is Boolean and how we can represent Boolean in a Python, okay, and what are the features associated with Booleans and how we can see those functions are associated with Booleans, right? Alright, so we have already discussed about Booleans. To recap it, Booleans, we can say in the Python's Boolean is represented by true and false. So we can write true and we can write false. So here true, the T is capital, and in false F is capital. So here A and B are Booleans, and if we do this print A, and if you just check the type of A, you will get it is a Boolean data type. Alright, and we can also see that the mathematical representation of true is 1 and the false is 0. Alright, and we can see those are the functionality, those are the mathematical operations we can also build on that. So just to recap it again, I'm just writing, if I write print true plus false, so what we supposed to get it? We supposed to get it 1, because the mathematical representation of true is 1 and false is 0. So that means 1 plus 0 is 1, right? If you want to see that the functionality with Booleans, so how you can do that? You just need to put name of the variable, which is A, then put dot and press tab, and here you can able to see that those are the functionality related with like the Boolean, right? So here are multiple functions you can say, like bit underscore count, bit underscore length, conjugate, denominators from bytes, imaginary, numerators, real, and 2 bytes. Of course we will see one by one in the classes where we talk about in a very details of the Booleans. We will see how we can use these are the functionality, but as of now you can try a couple of the functionality. So let's say if you want to do that bit count, so bit count is nothing but it will change this values, change this value, which is, let's say if I want to convert, if I want to know that what is the bit count of A, which is true, so the bit count of 1 will be 1, since if we convert A into the binary, or you can say if you convert 1 into the binary, so binary of 1 is 1, so to store the 1 it takes 1 bit space. So here you will get A dot bit count is 1, okay, because to store the 1 we need 1 bit space to store it, right? So here you can try multiple functions. Of course we will see in a very details when we will have a class for the Booleans functionality. Alright, so here you can say that is, if anybody asks is what is a Boolean, you can say it is one of data types in the Python which can represent by true or false, and the mathematical value of true is 1 and the false is 0. It is immutable, okay, and it doesn't follow the index, right? Because the value cannot be changes and the Boolean doesn't follow index. Alright, so now come back, the next stage is set. So this is a one of the data type in a Python, okay, set data type. And to understand the set, I hope everybody has, most of the people have already studied set in the school, and if you want to understand it, what is set, so we can say set is nothing but the collection of elements, okay. So collection of elements is called set. Inside the Python, set is also represented by curly braces, and we can write the elements inside there. So let's say if I write 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, so it becomes 7, okay. So if I just put a name of the variable of this one. So let's say I write s1, and if I do the print of s1, and if I check the type of s1, it will show me this is a set, and the set is looks like this one. So the structure of the set is, you can say the structure of set is that it can also store heterogeneous elements, okay, and it doesn't hold duplicate values, okay, it doesn't hold duplicate values. So let's say if I put one more, let's say if I put one more 3, one more 5, so now you can say that is I have put in the duplicates value, which is 3 and 5, and if I just do the print of s1, so it is getting removed those duplicate values, it is going to only store the unique values. Alright, now the question is, can set hold all possible data types? So that means, since we talk about, like, set can also hold heterogeneous elements, so we can see one by one that how the set is getting hold different data types. So let me put it over here. If I just write s1 again, and then let's say first I'm going to write a set, and this time I'm writing, let's say 2 comma 3 comma 5, and this time I'm just writing for example, I'm just putting a string. So let's say I'm putting hello, and I'm putting 10.5, which is nothing but a float, and then I'm putting a list. So let's say I'm just putting 2 comma 3, and if I just put into the s2 a variable, and then I'm just putting print s2, so what will happen? It will send me an error because set cannot store list, okay, because we have passed a list inside here, so set cannot store a list, and that's why we are getting an error called unhashable type list. Alright, so the question is, which kind of the element set can hold, okay, which kind of the data types set can hold. So far, if I just remove this one, okay, let me copy this one again, once again, and what I'm trying to do is I'm just putting it over here and removing the set from here. And now if I run this piece of the code once again, so what you will get s2, right, which is nothing but a set. So that's why we can say set cannot store a list because it is an unhashable type list. We will discuss in a very details what is meaning of unhashable types, okay, but as of now please understand set cannot store list. Let me do one more example, and I just copy this example and put it over here once again, and this time instead of set I'm just putting a tuple, right? And now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to execute this piece of the code once again, and then doing the print of s2. So here you can say a set can store tuple, right? A set can store tuple, but set cannot store list. Again, we will see one more example, and again I just put a set inside the set, and now if I do this print, sorry, my bad, s2, what you will get? Again you will get an error, and the error will be unhashable set, right? Okay, alright, as of now please understand it, set can store heterogeneous element, but it cannot store list, it cannot store set also, right? Now let me store one more element, let's say dictionary, and again I'm just copy this code, and now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do it like this way, and I'm doing it this way, and now what I'm trying to do is print s2, and let's see. Okay, so here you can able to understand it. Again we are getting the same error, unhashable dictionary. All right, so what we understand it so far, what we understand from all this example. So we can say that set cannot store list, set and dictionary. Okay, so that means you can say set cannot store unhashable type elements. What is meaning of unhashable? Unhashable means you can say the elements or the data types which is mutable, that cannot be stored inside the set. All right, so come back to the point. If anybody asks you what is a set in the Python, so what is the response? So you can say set is one of the data type in a Python which can store heterogeneous elements, but it cannot store list, set and dictionary. All right, now we are going to explore some more features of set. The question is set mutable? Okay, and set follow index. So we are going to test these two scenario, and we are going to test, at least we can say we are going to test these are the features of this set data types. All right, now if I write s2, okay, again, and let's say I just put it this element, and now what I'm trying to do is I'm removing this part and run this piece of the code. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to understand, is set immutable? So just check this statement, the set is mutable or not. What we are trying to do is I'm just putting s2 dot, press tab, hold for a second. Okay, it is getting some time. Just a moment, one is taking. Okay, okay, all right. So what you can do is, you know that here you can get add, here you can get remove, okay, here you can get update. By looking, these are the functions. Of course you can say that you can able to do the edit operations inside the set. That means you can add some elements, you can remove some elements from here, okay, and you can update the set over here. So by having these are the functionality, we can say that set is mutable, right? So let's say first what we are going to do is we are going to add some element. So let's say I'm going to add one more element called 100, and then I'm going to see that how my set is looks like. So that's why I'm doing it, print s2, and here you can say I can able to add a element called 100. All right, now again I just wanted to remove some element from here. So what we can do is s2 dot, we can call remove functions, and inside the remove, let's say I have to remove 10.5, right? And then I going to print s2 again, and we can say the value of 10.5 has been removed from my set. Of course, by having these two operations, we can say that we are able to add some elements and we are able to remove some elements from the set. So by having this feature, we can say set is mutable data type, right? Okay, now let's go to understand set follow index. To understand it, what we can do is we can again write s2 dot, press tab. Can you see that any index function over here, right? So here index function is not there, right? So of course you can say that is set does not follow index, right? So we can say set does not follow index. So that is why you can say if you have added the 100 over here, it is getting stored the element not after 10.5, it is between 5 and 10.5. So it is getting stored anywhere, right? It is the value inside over is not stored in the proper sequence way, and that is why we can say the value inside the set are not stored in the particular sequence way, and that's why we can say it doesn't follow the index. All right, so I hope you can able to understand what is set over here. So that's all for today. Hope you have enjoyed the session. Please let me know if you face any challenges. Thank you once again.